financial planning. Advisor Ratings has polled 3,000 advisors asking what their pain points are and whether they'll be likely better or worse off in the coming financial year. With a sneak peek at some of the early results, Mark Hoven, CEO of Advisor Ratings, joins us now. Mark, welcome back to the program. Good to see you there. Yeah, you've been out there knocking on doors, or however you do it in this digital age, asking advisors what they think. What are the early results telling you?
Hi, Nadine. Yeah, this was a question about how their clients are feeling. We asked them questions around are the clients feeling, how are they feeling about how they'll end up at the end of this year and next year. And what we saw were that on the business side, clients who ran businesses were much more pessimistic than people who are just normal consumers. Something like 70% of business owners who are being advised believe they'd be in a worse position by the end of this year. And non-business clients, about 55%, felt they'd be in a worse position by the end of this year. And then in terms of next year, much more confident in terms of recovery. 40% of both business clients and non-business clients felt they would be in a better position by the end of next year.
Okay, well, that's really interesting. I suppose it speaks to some of the optimism perhaps that we're seeing around opening up the economy once again. It'll be great to be able to see you in person, here in the office down the track, hopefully before not too long. Advisor Ratings, what is this Together Australia campaign that you're talking about? Again, it comes back to this need for affordable service. Are we making much headway in that space at this particular time?
So the campaign you referred to is something that we're hoping to launch in the next couple of weeks, really trying to bring the industry together to support the consumer. And let me just reflect on some of the concerns that the consumers are raising with their advisors first. It was the second part of the survey that we were running, and it really supports and emphasises the reason and the good logic for running a campaign. So the top 5 concerns being shared by clients were unsurprising. They ran the full range of issues that we've been talking about on this show. The first one was, unsurprisingly, loss of income and cash flow and how to manage the debt obligation. So that was the first one. The second one was market volatility, which of course then leads on to a conversation about whether people should redeem assets, sell assets, or obviously the people who are thinking a little more optimistically, should I invest into the market at these lows? The third one was, again, unsurprisingly, about job security and concerns about redundancy. If not behind them, then concerns about being made redundant in the next few months as the industry recovers. The fourth was access to super. There's been a lot about talk about that using the provisions under early access to lost super. And the last one, again, not unsurprising, was around health, and particularly mental health. So they were the 5 key concerns raised by clients to their advisors. And for those reasons, the campaign is all about trying to help the community understand that there is an advice industry ready to step up and help them across these different areas.
So what do you anticipate you'll be doing with this Together Australia campaign?
Yeah, so we are working with some media partners. I can't sort of name them at the moment, to bring at least 3 to 5 million consumers to become aware of this campaign, to come to our campaign website where they will have the opportunity to hopefully become informed and have access to affordable advice. We're hoping that they might take steps like contacting their super fund. If they haven't already done that, to talk about early access to super and to get free advice around that particular matter, then that would be a great outcome. Many people are going straight to the ATO, and for good reason. They might be under significant financial hardship. But the idea of being able to get information about what their other options are, that would be one step. They're going to be able to access financial advisors in the industry who have already told us and are committing to us that they're ready to step up and help these people in the areas like financial hardship, early access to super and redundancy. And there will also be some digital tools, or robo tools, smart tools as we like to call them, that will be there and available for consumers to access.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. So how much will this sort of robo-advice, digital advice component be key to this campaign?
Well, I think it's going to come down to the appetite of the consumer as to how they want to be helped. It's very much in their hands. Their choices will be there available for them. A number of advisors are putting their hand up to say that they will help on the early access to super provisions. Now, there is a government cap, a regulatory cap of $300 on that. So those advisors are recognising that that's all they will be paid for that service. Now, a lot of the advisors are saying they'll do that pro bono or for free. So that would be a choice of the consumer. The digital tools are also being offered at significant discounts, if not for free. Again, those organisations are providing that kind of support. And so some of those tools can be very helpful in the first instance, things like cash line budgeting. We know that income or loss of income was probably the number one concern. So using tools like that to get across your current budget is probably very important right now.
Yep, and I suppose that a whole lot of it comes down, as we continue to touch upon, the cost of advice and making it accessible to many. We'll pick that conversation up in a couple of weeks. Mark Hoven, actually next week. See you then.
Thanks, Nadine.
From Advisor Ratings.